Good morning, everybody. I'm here with Tariq. He's the target individual, and he's coming forward to do his interview and tell a story. He's requested that his face not be shown um, for obvious reasons. Everybody. Some people have certain reasons. So he's been targeted since 2020. Um, and be patient with me because they were hitting her with weapons all night and I was up, so I'm a little tired. But my first question for you, Tariq, is what was your life like before you were targeted and what is it like now?
So before I was targeted, it was like I always stayed to myself and was chill and quiet. I was kind of like a black sheep type of kid. Like I had more friends, I was in better shape, and I kind of questioned reality a lot. And I was kind of like a conspiracy guy. And I still am, of course, but now I have a little bit more edge to me. A lot more edge.
Right. I mean, did you have friends?
Yeah, I had way more friends before targeting. Like
Right.
consistent, way more consistent friends. Yes. And um, but I did move around a lot as a kid though. So there's that.
Right. So you didn't really have no connection with people long term, like people that would stay the same place their whole life, huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
But did you notice, like, when your targeting started, did you notice your friends started to shy away and you didn't know why? Some of your family members started acting weird, stuff like that going on?
Yeah, I did. That's what I'm doing now. A lot of the friends are online, but they're not texting you back. But they'll come out of the blue and text you and then they'll dip off.
Right.
I noticed that matter of fact, I noticed that when I was in college that one year. Well, after that year, it was like he was just a temporary friend. Even though he
Right.
said, "Oh, you will always be my boy. You'll always be my homeboy," but we don't talk no more at all. So
Wow.
it's messed
Yeah,
up.
the
Yeah.
reason I'm asking, I was going to get into, have you experienced any smear campaigns like, you
Oh
know,
yeah, dude.
yeah,
I've been
people
experiencing
lying and
rumors, smear campaigns since I was a kid in school. People will make up things like, "Oh, look, he's watching porn in his laptop. He's beating off." Stupid stuff like that. And
right.
smear camp. Oh, look. Oh, he's lazy. He doesn't want to help his family out. Stuff like that. Like it never. When I had lived with my narcissistic father, there was a lot of smear campaigns. There was a lot of
Do you feel like
and
that's part of your targeting? Like a lot of people,
yes.
one of the first stages, they'll smear your name, and that gets people engaged in gang stalking and all that because they feel like they're vigilantes and they're taking care of a problem in society. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The whole hero complex, like, oh, I got to do something about because you heard something that's not even true about somebody,
Right,
and then you get to meet the person, and it's like you got to know that this is fake. Like,
right,
I don't just take like when people come to me and point at somebody, oh, look, he's this and that. I don't just take the word for it. I don't do that. Other people do.
yeah, and these days, from what I've heard in the TI community, they're going as far as even creating false paperwork to back up what they're saying in certain instances. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's
Like
fucked up.
fake child, like fake child abuse records, stuff like that. And
Damn,
when they show these papers to these people, it looks so real, but if you actually check their record, it's not on there. You
that's
know what
got
I'm
to be
saying?
illegal as hell. Oh my
Right.
goodness.
But what better way to get people to participate in this than make them think, hey, that dude's a low life, whatever, and you know, it's easier to get them to participate that way. And I
It
think some of
is.
them are just narcissists and want to make people's life miserable.
Yeah, I hate narcissists.
So could you explain your gang stalking, like what you deal with on a day-to-day basis?
It's
Um,
a lot. If I explain it, I'll be talking for like at least 5 minutes.
right,
I'll go ahead and go start. So I had listed in so losing things and things moved around, found in weird places that I probably already checked. Brand new phone, acting strange and glitching out constantly. One time I sung a song while I was driving a car, and later on, when I got off from work, that same old song I was playing started playing on the radio. I'm like, how the hell? Okay, dream manipulation. Police driving by my house a lot. Matter of fact, there was a sheriff outside my house, and he was just sitting in his car filling out paperwork for like 10, 15, 20 minutes. My grandma was like, don't worry," but I was freaking out. Tinnitus slash ears ringing, twitching slash muscle spasm, skin burns and itching and crawling on skin, shadows in the corner of eyes. Then when you look, there's nothing there. Noise pollution, EMS, fire department, UPS, FedEx, stalking, one headlight. The mailman on Sundays, color coordination, Freemason stickers, Freemasons everywhere. I got Freemasons in my family, by the way. Subliminal messages from friends, family, and love interests. Directed conversation in street theater. Friends leaving for no reason. Work mobbing harassment. Sleep deprivation. Unknown numbers calling and spam texting me. Honeypots being planted. Acting strange. Mocking me in certain
So,
ways. Causing.
you've experienced all of these symptoms?
Yeah, I'm not even done yet. I'm almost done.
Oh, no, I'm gonna let you
Causing.
finish. I was just for the
Yeah, I
audience.
am though. Throughout these past couple years, I have causing stress and confusion, draining my resources, and I added some extra stuff. I said, everything happens for a reason. That's one of the main things I learned from this game style. And I learned how to connect dots that I didn't think of earlier. And also I put there's too many questions and not enough answers. And to cope with this crap, the four main things I use to cope is music, video games, alcohol, and food.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think. So, oh yeah, that's one thing I really haven't touched on in my interviews, and I'm gonna add that to my questions when I get done. But as far as draining your resources, could you explain that? Like, when I first was targeted, they had me moving. I was in 12 states in 6 months. I used up all my savings. Another way they'll drain, and people come up with this idea: if I move, it's going to get better. No, if you move, you're just wasting money and time, and it's going to follow you. They love draining resources, or they'll do stuff all around your house to make you buy cameras. Then they'll make the cameras glitch. Then you got to buy more cameras. They're real slick and slowly draining you and breaking you.
So with draining my resources, it's like so what I said about the honeypots, I'm wasting my time with these women that are not good for me. So I'm taking them out on dates, buying them stuff, and it's draining my resources that way.
Right.
Also,
Are you experiencing honeypots who are like part of your targeting?
yeah, in a way, yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes, but sometimes they outright just it's so blatant. So yeah, they are in my targeting
Right. Because
because
you
they're
said,
not really they're so negative and it's too much negativity. They can't be genuine sometimes.
right.
um,
Um, like, do you think one of your people that you think's honeypots has been responsible for moving stuff around and putting it back and all that?
I never lived in my house before,
Oh, okay.
and I never told them where I lived before either. I never lived on my own before. I'm still kind of young, so
Right. Well, could you explain the stuff that got moved around and put back?
like, dude, my headphones. I always lose my headphones. The amount of times I bought new headphones, like I bought like six, seven different headphones, and then I find the old one and it's like, oh, dude, that was a waste. I dropped $60 on some new headphones, but the old ones were right here all along.
Yeah. See, my handler done that with my laptop. It was
Damn, a
gone.
whole laptop.
Yeah, it was gone for 2 weeks, and then here's the crazy thing: the 2 weeks later, it shows up in the same spot where it went missing
Exactly.
from.
It's like
And she said, "Oh, it must have been here all along. We must have overlooked it." No, that's the first place I looked. That's where it's always at. It was gas. She gaslit.
gaslighting, right?
Uh huh.
It's like, dude, where's my charger at? Oh, I guess I'll buy a new charger. Matter of fact, I lost my charger today. Like,
And so when
how?
you
Like,
get stalked, do you get mobbed places? Do you see
so I'm gonna
certain
talk about that.
tags with certain stuff, messages on it?
Uh-huh. Basically, let's say you see an advertisement, or okay, let's say you're watching a YouTube video about how to cut your own hair, right? So you go
Mm-hmm.
to Walmart and the lady is talking to somebody either on the phone or something. She's like, you know what? I told that boy he needs to learn how to cut his own hair and be a man. So when you
Right.
go to Walmart, there's a lot of people, either they'll directly come to you and talk to you just out of the blue, as if they know you, or they'll just have a seemingly normal conversation to somebody with somebody else. Direct the conversation basically. And it'll involve something that's going on in your life. So
Right. And
um
no, yeah, I hate that. And Walmart is notorious for perps and stalking, by the way.
truth be told, I don't really get that too much nowadays. I don't get it. You hear the ambulance though, I get that a lot. I hear a lot of noise pollution, but I don't get too much street theater as much as I used to. But street theater is creepy as hell to me. I hate it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I hate directed conversations like when you know for a fact the odds of somebody talking about this part of your life, which it's like they're talking to somebody else about something that only you would know about yourself. And
Exactly.
and the chances of them talking about a subject like that is so random and far fetched that it can't be a coincidence, you know.
Can't be. Yeah. But you wanna know how I figured how I found out I was targeted though?
Yeah,
So you know Red the app Reddit.
yeah,
So I found out on there. It was basically about a couple of years ago, around 2021 or 2022. I was at a point where I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why is these things happening to me where it seems like everybody hates me or something? So I look at them on Reddit and it's like, oh, at first I'm like, okay, maybe I have autism and I'm like special, high functioning, autistic. Maybe that's why. Maybe I need to learn how to deal with people. But then I'm scrolling through Reddit and I see a comment and it says, "Oh no, you're probably being gang stalked." I'm like, gang stalk? What is that? So I look up gang stalking, and the videos I see is a bunch of paranoid people with cameras running up to people. You're stalking me. You're stalking me. At first, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, this is. And then the comments are like, wow, you're crazy. You're the one stalking them. But then I actually do some research, and I'm like, hold up, all of this stuff sound,
right.
yeah, this isn't fake. This is real.
Yeah, I remember when I told my brother about it. He's like, "Hold on, let me check Reddit and look it up, and I'll call you back." Need
That's funny.
to make a long story short about that. He ended up not believing me in the end.
Oh, yeah, so
Well, I think he believes, but he's just scared of of what my family would think if he actually acknowledged that he believed me.
what a question. Do you have Freemasons in your family?
Mm, way deep down in my line, I do. I'm not really. I really think I do, but I'm not really familiar if I do or not. Uh,
Okay,
but I know for a fact, in my like my heritage and stuff, like when I looked it up, yeah, there's plenty of them.
okay,
And my grandpa was a, executive officer in the Navy, and he was in World War II. He fought in the Korean War and the World War II, and he was second to command on a U.S. Navy battleship off in the Battle of Leyte in World War II.
interesting.
So he was a Navy man, so he might have been a Mason. I never asked him or never got around,
Hmm.
to asking him anything like that. But I know for a fact, when I looked up my heritage on Ancestry.com, it was prevalent in there.
Okay.
And my handler claimed she was an Eastern Star.
Hmm. That's why I found out this year. I found out my mom was an Eastern Star, and I asked her, "Why didn't you tell me?" She's like, "I don't know, son." I'm like, "Okay, that's not suspicious,
Right.
I guess."
Has she not? Have you ever tried to get her to delve into any of the secrets or whatever?
Actually, I don't tell anybody in real life. I really don't. I don't say, "Hey guys, I think I'm being," for obvious reasons. You don't want to
Oh
look
yeah, yeah.
crazy.
That's probably the best way to keep it too. A lot of people make that mistake and they get targeted and start freaking out and telling people, and that really pushes more people out of their life because people thinking, "Wow, he's done lost it." So that's really a smart take on that.
What I'll do, the stuff. Here's what I'll do. If I'm out with my brother or something, I'll be like, "Hey, isn't it weird that as soon as we do come here, this happens?" He'd be like, "Yeah, that is kind of strange. Isn't it strange? As soon as we get there, do this, that happens." Just get them thinking.
Right.
But
And on the theater, I had a memory that came back that had been blocked out of my head. I remember I was homeless. I was freaking out. I was in Pensacola, Florida, and every store I went into, this is no crap, every store I went into, anybody that had kids would immediately take their kids out of the store really, really quick.
that's strange.
So, you know, you're at McDonald's, you got all kinds of kids in line for a Happy Meal, and you walk in McDonald's just to get something to drink, and all of them leave. Yeah,
That makes you look
talking
very
about
bad.
that's a sight. I mean, that freaked me out very bad.
I would get, I'll go in a public place, and every time I go in the bathroom, there's little kids everywhere, like without supervision at all, just all around, all up in the bathroom. I'm like, "Where's your parents?"
Right.
Yeah,
So, what would be one of your one of your worst experiences as a targeted individual? Would you say
worst experience. There's a lot. I'm gonna see if I can
just
remember.
name an
So one
experience,
time,
explain an experience that freaked you out totally, and just really, really, you really remember it.
all right. So I'll tell you this one time. I went to the lake at this park, and I was
Mm-hmm.
smoking a blunt in my car, and a series of things happened. So I'm smoking the blunt in my car, watching YouTube. I see some cyclists wearing sunglasses, and when they're riding by, they're about 40 feet away, I think, in the neighborhood, and they're just staring at me. And one of them randomly points at me, and then like as if they're gonna get me or something. I don't know. Then they just ride by, and then next thing you know, I see just some dude, some white dude, just standing behind my car, like 10 feet away, smirking with sunglasses on, with his phone, his camera pointed at me. And I'm a hell no. I'm finna drive. I'm finna get out of here. Fuck no. I just drive away from the lake and throw away my little blunt, whatever. That
Right.
freaked me out because I was just trying to chill and smoke a blunt, and see all these people pointing at me wearing sunglasses, like looking like the CIA or something. I'm like, what the hell?
Right. Do you get a lot of
Yeah.
people? Have you had a lot of incidences where people take pictures of you?
Nah, I had a lot of street theater and direct conversation. That was my main thing.
Right.
Actually, I remember I went to Taco Bell, and it was like, oh yeah, here was another one. So I was in a parking lot at Food Line, and I was smoking a blunt, but I threw it away. And I said, let me go to Taco Bell. So I go to Taco Bell, leave my car, go to Taco Bell, sit down, we'll order the little frosted, well, the freezy drink. Sit down. As soon as I sit down, two homeless people come in. They're looking around, and then they start, their theater, and they're talking. And like, well, the homeless guy was like, "You know what? I'm feeling pretty good today. It would suck if I were just, depressed and sad, and you know, it would suck if I was like that. And he was like, he side-eyed me a little bit. But I was just ignoring them and just gray rocking them and all that. So, and then he started talking to he was talking to the employees at Taco Bell. And he was like, I, damn, see, I'm starting to forget already. I just had it. Well, it was, oh
That's
yeah, something
okay.
about a job. Oh. a job. Oh, what were you about to say?
Oh, I said if you don't remember, that's okay. I was gonna
Oh, I
go
remember.
into the V2K part.
Oh yeah, it was like so I was unemployed at the time, and so then the employees were basically like, "Oh, does anybody need a job? Anybody need a job?" And that freaked me out because I'm like, "How do they know I don't have a job?"
Right.
But yeah, then I had left, and I was terrified because also he was talking about how, "Oh, I was in a blanket and it was freezing, and last night it was," and I was like, "Wow, I was in a blanket and it was freezing too."
All right. So could you explain what you explained to me like before the interview started about the V2K, about your experience with it?
So with the V2K, it was like I remember when I used to be a gun owner. I was getting heavy V2K trying to get me to do something crazy or stupid. I couldn't really make out what they were saying, but it was like some nefarious whispering, sounding like it came in another room. But it I don't know. Like they were like, do it. And it had the gun on me because I was paranoid and I was in the kitchen, like in the house alone, and I started shouting back at the voices like, no, no, like I'm not doing it.
Right. And
So that's what's up.
didn't you say when you got rid of the gun, it subsided basically a lot?
Yeah,
But it's still there, right?
not really. I just got negative thoughts now. I don't have, I don't hear whispering and voices like that. I just hear a lot of intrusive thoughts. There's a difference, right? In
Yeah.
my opinion, yeah. I hear a lot of thoughts put me down, like make me feel like shit, depressed, and so.
So what part of your targeting would you say is the heaviest, like the most prevalent? Like mine right now, I deal with V2K 24/7. They're really
I
trying to
think it's the
stretch me.
weapons. I think it's the dudes, the direct energy weapon,
Okay,
because
explain what you deal with on that, please.
my legs are always freaking itchy. Like my arms and legs, but there's no bug. When I look at it, there's no bug on me. There's no cobwebs or webs. There's nothing. It's just I'm itchy. I'm scratching myself, and it looks stupid. Like,
Do you hear a
and it's not
cracking?
just me. It's my family that I live with too. They be scratch. My brother and sister, they be scratching, but I don't see any flies. I don't see any bugs.
Right. I mean, do you hear a cracking noise on the ceiling before that happens, or do you do you get a red spot on your leg and then it starts itching?
Yeah,
Because
I
what
do
these
actually
weapons
do
do
have.
when the direct energy weapons hit you, it brings out the oh man,
I
it
do
brings
have.
out the histamine, and that's
Hmm.
why see I keep this stuff on me at all times. That's Benadryl,
All
anti-itching
right.
cream, because these weapons will, when they attack, they bring out the histamine in your skin. So when you rub Benadryl on it, it's an antihistamine, and it helps stop the itching sometimes.
Yeah, I have a lot of black dots all around my body though that I didn't have
Okay.
before. It could be from the burns, and the red. Yeah, I do be having my skin has a little redness to it,
Do you
slightly.
get heated up in your head, experience nausea, anything like that?
Yeah. Oh my God, dude, I experienced a lot of nausea, and yeah, a lot. So what I do, I take Pepto Bismol tablets and Tums, Tums or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and digestion pills and stuff. I get a lot of nausea, and the heating of the head, I get regular headaches, but I wouldn't say. Oh, I do get overheated though. I do sweat. I'll be like, guys, it's hot in here, and they'll be like, no, it's not. But I'll be sweating randomly,
Yeah, that's
and
me.
it's no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing though. I'll be wearing shorts and a shirt. I'm not wearing jeans. I'm not wearing a jacket. I'm
Oh
not
yeah, I'll be
wearing
with the
none of
shirt
that.
off in the house and it's 70 degrees and I'm sweating.
The fan on, still sweating. It's like, good
Yep.
God, it's so hot. Turn on the heat and still, and then I mean it works eventually when you do all that, but when you turn on the fan and turn on the heat, but I shouldn't be sweating. It's
Do
fall
you
now.
do you I had a question. Let me think. They took it out of my mind.
Oh,
Oh, do you know why you're targeted?
okay, that's a great question. So this is kind of a shot in the dark, but it's a good shot in the dark. My my father's a narcissist. Um, he doesn't really like me. I actually went no contact with him last year, so I think he's. I feel like he's the handler. I think he's the handler. He was. I think he's the one that was sending people to like call and text my phone with unknown numbers or something like that when I went no contact. Uh, but I don't really, I'm not 100,000% sure, but I do think it's him. You say
Right.
why? I think the reason why, other than he just doesn't like me, I think is because I didn't go down the path like that he wanted me to go down,
Right.
or one of the paths. Yeah, and I'm not a robot. Like I don't do everything he wants me. I think his whole idea was, oh, you're gonna be a football player, blah blah blah. And I didn't do it, or oh, you're gonna run my business. You're gonna run my trucking business. Oh, I didn't want to do it, but so that probably pissed him off and
Right. So you
really
think your
got
dad
that
would
shit
act,
broken home.
you think he would
What'd
go
you
through
say?
all that trouble targeting you because you didn't do what he wanted you to do?
He's not a normal person. He's this guy is not a normal person. Like I do. It sounds stupid because it is. If you ever know anything about narcissism and
Yeah.
narcissistic people, like they are very petty.
Yeah. I grew up in
Because
an abusive home. I'm familiar with that.
right, they beat you over stupid shit, right?
Do you
Or they
feel like
threaten
that
you over.
they are trying to push you, to maybe unalive yourself or
Yes,
mental hospital or something like that?
right. He used to always accuse me of oh, you must be crazy. Or, oh, the drugs are getting to you. The weed is getting to you. Talk to me, son, if you need something. But really, it's just trying to collect information and use it against me. You know,
Right.
just evil tactics. And at the time, of course, I'm thinking like, oh well, this he's a good guy. You know, I'm lying to myself. Of course, I'm like, oh, he's a good guy. He wouldn't do this stuff to me because of something so small, right? But he keeps time
Right.
and time again. He's showing me he would.
And
You
you're
know,
pretty
so
young, ain't you?
yeah, I'll say my age. I'm about 24.
Okay. Yeah. So it don't seem like, you know, yeah, I can't speak, I can't speak, but it don't seem like your targeting has got very extreme yet.
Oh
On
God,
And that's a good thing because somebody your age, man. I mean, wow, I couldn't imagine. I'm
damn,
just
my
saying
shit hit.
some people can't, like there's days I can't even get out of bed. Like I'm on the couch, like they're hitting me, they're vibrating my body, they're shocking me. I'm totally blacklisted. I can't go to no store without getting shunned or
The shocking and the vibrating. I just be fighting through. I always fought through it like hell. But I got those, trust me. But I never got to the point where I couldn't get out my bed though.
right, but I'm
So
talking
you're
about
right.
like
Maybe.
blacklisting, where
Oh,
you can't get a job, nobody's going to help you. Even if you go to stores, a lot of times the stores will close if they know you're on the way, or they'll say, "Oh,
damn,
you
dude,
know,
that's insane. Yeah, I haven't gotten to that yet. I hope I don't get to it though. But
let me try to think." So you don't. Uh, I'm trying to think of some more questions I could. Could you explain your? Do you go through sleep deprivation?
yeah, so recently I'm only able to get 4 hours of sleep a night. I'm serious, like 4 hours. If I go to sleep at 5 p.m., I already know I'm gonna wake up at 9 p.m. If I go to sleep at 8 p.m., I'm gonna wake up at 12 a.m.
Right.
And I can try to go back to sleep, but it'll only be like an extra hour. So I don't get 9 hours ever. It hasn't. It's been like a year since I got into 9 hours sleep.
Do they
So
jolt you awake with weapons? Do they? Oh yeah, you said you experienced dream manipulation. Could
Yes. Oh, thank you for bringing that up. Dude, my dreams are freaking vivid. Like they're so realistic. It's like it's really, but it's so negative. It's like my dreams, really my whole life, my dreams have been very negative, very vivid, very extreme. It'll be, oh, I'm falling off a building. Oh, I'm getting pulled over. Oh, I'm being attacked. Oh, I'm being bullied. Oh, I'm being mocked, teased, laughed at. My dreams are weird. Or my dreams might relate to something that happened in real life that I don't wanna dream about.
right?
This is crazy.
Have you ever got dreams like giving you suggestions or trying to
Yes. Yeah,
influence
trying
you
to
to,
influence me to do some illegal stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, no, this is not me. I would never do that. Hell no. Like this is weird. But
So at 20, at your age, targeted, are you finding it hard to make any friends at all? You know, or
I
what?
am. I am, to be honest. What
Do
else
you
you about to
get
say though?
stalked by groves of people when you go out? Like, is it like the paparazzi following you?
No, not paparazzi.
What I'm
Maybe
saying,
like, well, I know what you're saying, but not groves of people. One time I went to Target, right? And I saw these two women in a parking lot or whatever. But then, okay, so I go across the street and well, not literally right across the street, but like 2 minutes away to Walmart. And I swear I see the same two girls. I see the same two girls. But I'm trying to tell myself like, okay, but I'm not gonna lie. I got her number because I thought she was cute. But I'm like, how the hell do we are we in the same places at the same time? I don't. It was weird. So that I don't know if that counts as stalking though. But if you told a normal person this, they will just tell you it's a coincidence. You know. So
well, I mean, that's I'm trying to think. I mean, that's pretty good that you haven't. Uh, I mean, you can give a girl your number. Most targets are not able to do that because they're so tortured. So I don't know. I maybe I'm thinking maybe they're going light on you right now because you're young, and they're really going to turn it up at some point in your life. Uh, or I'm just wondering why they're why that
I
they're
would.
taking it light on your social life, kind of.
My social life, okay. I don't really
No, I'm
have
saying because most
friends.
targets wouldn't even hit on a girl because they would feel like defeated already because they would be like, well,
Oh,
everybody's
okay. Let me tell
against
you
me.
this. Let me tell you this. Hold up. Most of the girls' numbers that I get, they don't really text back, dude. It's not like I'm out here just, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Let's get that right. Yeah, most of the girls, I don't have an abundant social, sexual dating. It's not like that.
Oh, okay.
I go through long, dude, long dry spells, like a year. Like,
Can you hold a
most girls, they
job?
don't text back. I mean, it's just to play with me. So like, they'll they might text me back once, and then that's it.
Right. Well, are you able to hold a job at all?
Not really, man. I can't. I mean, the most I ever held a job was like 11 months, but that was like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. So
Right. I mean, do you find when you work jobs, you experience workplace mobbing?
yeah, I
You
mentioned
know,
that earlier. The workplace mobbing, like I do. Managers would be on me. That's what happened in my last job, trying to get me fired and shit. Basically, getting my nerves to push me out of the job.
and you've never brought the fact that you're targeted up to anybody.
A little bit to my brother, but not. I don't go overboard with it because
Right. I'm just wondering how he acts towards it when you tell
he.
it.
Okay, so my brother at first he was kind of mocking me like, "Oh, Bryce, are you oh shit. Oh, Tariq, are you paranoid or you think they're coming after you?" But he really a lot of times he just nonchalantly. My brother's very nonchalant.
Oh, so he tries to he basically plays with
One
your
word
emotion.
answers. He's a nonchalant guy. He's like, yeah, that's weird, but then he'll move on to the next
Oh,
topic.
okay. But you said he'll mess with you sometimes, like your paranoia.
Like he used to
My mom used to
he
do
just
that to me,
yeah.
and it's kind of sick for somebody who's really going through this, you
I
know.
think he believes me though, because oh, let me tell you one more story. Can I tell you one more story?
Yeah.
So I got a cousin. I got a cousin. Me and him were in the kitchen, right? So I'm about to. I know that it's weird, but I'm about to text him a message. But when I text it in the little bubble, I didn't send it, so I backed it up. The text message read, "Oh, I got a big bottle," but I didn't actually send it or say it out loud. My cousin turns around and says, "Oh, you got a big bottle?" I'm like, "Wait, what? I, I didn't send the message. How did you know?" Guess what he said?
What?
He said, "Oh, it must be that artificial telepathy."
Oh, well, that's
So my
interesting.
cousin knows something, but I never. I know you're probably wondering, "Oh, did you ask him?" Or, but I didn't do it because I'm still playing the long game. Because me and him have a lot of occurrences where he knows something, but it's creepy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do you ever no, do you how is your do you experience your devices being hacked? You know, have they ever sent messages to people from your phone saying stuff and ruin a friendship or destroy a friendship? You know,
For me,
could you explain
it's
how your
like
devices, what they do with your devices?
my device. Well, like my apps will always be crashing and fucking up, and my phone isn't old either. It's only like 2 years old. But it's been doing
Right.
that. The apps will be crashing, glitching, screen blinking, and I had to replace my phone. But my other
Hmm.
phone, it was like it wouldn't charge. What else? Oh, the autocorrect was terrible. It had me say some weird shit that I didn't even type. Like it
Oh yeah,
was
I remember when
just
they had my phone hacked so bad one time. I'd be texting and I would press T and a P would type come out, or I would press P and a B would come out, or every time.
exactly.
Yeah,
That shit is weird. I'm pressing Q and a fucking D comes. It's like I did not touch that. This phone and the phone was new, right? Your phone was new.
yep. And I've
Well,
also
it's like
experienced GPS hacking, where the GPS will
yes,
it'll look like you're getting close to a place you looked up, and you're really going further away from it.
on Google Maps, right?
Yep.
Google Map, yeah, it did that to me. Like it'll be like, oh, your destination is 20 minutes away. 10 minutes later, your destination is still 20 minutes away. It's like, how the fuck does that make sense?
Yeah, I walked 13 miles in the wrong direction trying to catch a plane one night, and on Google Maps, the airport kept getting closer and closer and closer. And eventually, the police stopped me and said, "Where are you headed?" I said, "I'm trying to get to the airport." He said, "Wow, you went the wrong way. You were supposed to walk the other way." He said, "You're 13 miles out." And I'm like,
Hmm.
"Wow." So I missed my plane and everything. But on the phone, the airport was getting closer, you see? Yeah.
Yeah,
They love hacking your devices and stuff. Well, I guess that's about it. I really appreciate you coming and giving your experience. Is there anything you would like to say, before I go, before we cut it off, like anything you didn't mention or you want to you wanted to mention?
yeah. I would like to shout out some of my favorite gangstalking channels that helped me understand this a little bit more. Like King Manta, Metro's Worldview, Danisha Scott, Doctor De Facto, Look Out for Charlie. I think her name was Attentive Homestead or something,
Yeah, alternative
and
homesteading.
Alternative Homestead. Yeah. Infinite Weed, Gang Stalking Simulation, Born to Fly Banks, Freedom Voice Online, And shout out to Gangs Talking by the Numbers. Love y'all channels. Also, anybody that's being targeted out there, keep your head up. I think this is picking up steam, so I think it has to end. Like you can't just target everybody. Like everybody can't just deal with this and then nothing happens. Like there's no way. Like we have the internet now, basically what I'm saying. So I think this stuff is gonna have to stop. But thank you for having me on here, man.
No problem, man. And I'm fixing to stop the recording, and